and welcome to Newsfeed on Trust TV. I am Sumaya Abubakar, taking you through the stories trending online that people are talking about and sharing around the globe today. Labour Party's Alex Otti wins Abia governorship election. Emefiele apologizes to Nigerians for online transaction failures. Ramadan begins on Thursday, 23rd March, says Sultan of Sokoto. And Lionel Messi is mobbed by a massive crowd of fans in Argentina. Now, top of what's trending today, we have the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared Alex Otti the candidate of the Labour Party winner of the March 18th governorship poll in Abia State. The returning officer in the state, Professor Nnenna Otti, made the announcement on Wednesday evening, March 22nd, 2023. The former managing director of Diamond Bank, now Access Bank, was the candidate of Labour Party in the governorship election. He polled 175,467 votes to defeat his closest challenger, Oke Ahiwe of the PDP, who polled 88,529 votes. Videos of Abia residents celebrating Alex Otti's win in governorship election have been trending. The joyful residents who were spotted celebrating the Labour Party candidate win with a coffee, a coffin, were heard saying PDP Owala, which means PDP is dead. Now, PDP has been in charge of the state since 1999. A netizen commented, "Even me that is not from Abia State is so happy for them. Liberty at last. Those people have suffered too much, especially their roads." Another said, "My husband-to-be, you can come now. We will have, we now have roads in my village at last." And someone else said, "You people shouting freedom because it is LP. Are they different from the people living in Nigeria?" Next on what's trending, we have Emefiele who apologizes to Nigerians for online transaction failures. The Central Bank of Nigeria Governor, CBN, of course, Godwin Emefiele, has apologized to Nigerians for the rise in failed electronic banking transactions. Mr. Emefiele made the apology at the Post-Monetary Policy Committee, MPC, briefing in Abuja on Tuesday, March 22nd, 2023. Mr. Emefiele also stated that about 1 trillion naira cash is now in circulation, and it will assess the cash situation to ensure that people do not begin to store cash outside the banking system for personal use as obtained before the currency redesign. Take a look.
Apologize, yes, online channels failed. They know that it was a result of the deluge of volumes of online transactions that hit the banking industry. And I think it's currently being resolved, and we are following up on daily basis. Our payment system, payment system management department follows up on a consistent and daily basis with the banks to ensure that where there are downtime, they are resolved as quickly as possible, so as to make sure transactions go smoothly. I know that some of our Nigerians will say that some of them have persisted, but those are very, very isolated cases where I will say that they have persisted.
A guy said, "But we still want to arrest you." Someone wrote, "Forget plenty talk and allow money to circulate, please. Suffer have tired me." And another guy said, "This man is doing a great job. It doesn't look nice, but in the long run, it will give our economy a positive effect." Next on what's trending, we have Sultan of Sokoto who announces commencement of Ramadan fasting. The Sultan of Sokoto and President General of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, NSCIA, Alhaji Muhammad Saad Abubakar, has confirmed the sighting of the new crescent marking the beginning of Ramadan 1444 AH. The Sultan disclosed this in a live broadcast held on Wednesday evening, March 22nd, calling on Muslims to pray for Nigeria during the holy month. With his announcement, Ramadan begins on Thursday, March 23rd, 2023. The Sultan of Sokoto said the moonlight sighting, was duly authenticated and verified by the State and National Committee. He said in his own words, consequently, tomorrow, Thursday, the 23rd day of the March 2023, becomes the first day of Ramadan 1444 AH after Hijrah. We therefore call on all Muslims to commence fasting accordingly, as we just concluded the 2023 general elections and leaders emerge at the national and state levels by Allah's will. We therefore call on all Muslims to use this holy month to pray in guiding the affairs of our great nation. Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, observed by Muslims worldwide as a month of fasting, psalm, prayer, reflection, and community. A netizen commented, "May our fasting be accepted as an act of ibadah. I mean, Ramadan Mubarak." Another said, "Happy Ramadan to all my Muslim people. Allah be with you all." And a guy added, "Happy Ramadan." Now, next on What's Trending, we have the British High Commission, who has said that it is collating relevant information about Nigerians who engage in anti-democratic actions during the elections. The statement read, "We observe improvements around election logistics by INEC during the governorship elections, particularly when compared to the presidential elections. More polling units opened on time. There were greater evidence of BVAS and IREV working and results uploaded in real time from polling units and collation centers. These are positive markers to build on for, the future election. However, there were notable points of concern. Members of our observation mission personally observed violence and voter suppression in numerous voting locations. We witnessed and received credible reports from other observer missions and civil society organizations of vote buying and vote intimidation, the destruction and hijacking of election materials, and the general disruption of the process in numerous states, including Lagos, Enugu, and Rivers. In addition, we observe incidents of harassment of journalists. Freedom of speech and a free press are crucial, for a healthy democracy, and journalists must be able to go about their work without being threatened. The UK is concerned by the use of inflammatory ethno-religious language by some public and political figures. We call on all leaders not just, to distance themselves from this kind of language, but to prevent those who speak on their behalf from doing so in their way." It is a statement, to their commitment to democracy that many Nigerians were prepared to vote despite being faced with intimidation and hostility. The UK is prepared to take actions against those who engage in or incite electoral violence, and other anti-democratic behaviors and actions could include preventing people from obtaining UK visas. A netizen commented, "In other words, UK will try to take actions against the Nigerian election. This is laughable, because with what is happening in the UK, stabbings, changing, the prime ministers like they are changing clothes, and constant strike, it's like they like carrying problems for themselves." Another said, "The Western people feed off, Africans' corruption. Know this and know peace." And another said, "Believe them at your own risk." Now let's take a short break, and when we come back, you will see what the 60-year-old man that was accused of marrying underage girls said. Stay tuned. Welcome back. It's Newsfeed. Now, 60-year-old man, Kano man accused of marrying 11-year-old girl speaks out saying, "My wife is 21. The elderly man accused of marrying an underage girl has reacted after his wedding went viral. The man married his bride weeks ago in Kano State, Nigeria. Shortly after, a photo from the wedding went viral and sparked outrage, with many asking why an old man should marry a girl that young. Later, the groom defended his choice, saying, "She is my choice. I married her because we love each other." The man has now taken to Facebook to address the public outcry his marriage elicited. He said his wife is 21 years old, not 11 as claimed, and that it was her choice to marry him. He said in his own words, "My recent marriage with Sakina has generated a lot of tension and unfounded allegations that I married an underage girl. Some suggesting she is 11 years old and that was forced to marry me. That is untrue. The wedding video went viral. We decided to keep mute, but was advised to state, the true fact. Here it is. My beloved wife is 21 years old. She made her own choice of me as her husband, and I love her too. I hope the blackmailers and doubting Thomas will see the reality in this picture and leave us alone to enjoy our honeymoon." Now, he attached this post with a picture of himself and his wife to prove his point. A netizen said, "As it is her parents that gave her to you, this doesn't concern me." A lady said, "You tickled her so she can laugh. Then you asked the photographer to take this snapshot. This laughter is not from her mind." Another lady said, "You all supported Regina Daniels. Don't criticize them, please. Love has no age. Moreover, if it was a white man now, you people will not talk." Next on What's Trending, we have Uganda lawmakers who have passed the law, that prescribed a punishment of up to 10 years imprisonment for identifying as LGBTQ, among other things. The new legislation constitutes a further crackdown on LGBTQ people in a country where same-sex relations are already illegal. It targets an array of activities including banning, promoting and abetting homosexuality as well as conspiracy to engage in homosexuality. Reuters reports that opposition lawmaker Asuman Basalirwa introduced the Anti-Homosexuality Bill 2023 for Parliament, saying that the bill aims to protect our church culture, the legal, religious and traditional family values of Ugandans from the acts that are likely to promote sexual promiscuity in this country. Basalirwa said on Tuesday, March 21st, the objective of the bill was to establish a comprehensive and enhanced legislation to protect traditional family values or our diverse culture, our faith, by prohibiting any form of sexual relations between persons of the same sex and the promotion or recognition of sexual relations between persons of the same sex. Lawmaker Fox Odoi Oiwelowo, however, spoke out against the bill, saying that it contravenes established international and regional human rights standards as it unfairly limits the fundamental rights of the LGBTQ persons. A netizen asked, "And what is Nigerian government waiting for?" Another applauds, "Nice one, let the Western culture remain in the West." Someone else said, "This is Africa, move abroad if you want to LGBTQ." Next on What's Trending, we have World Cup winner Lionel Messi, who was mobbed by fans in his native Argentina whilst having dinner with his family. The 35-year-old was already a national hero before he led Argentina to the World Cup in Qatar in December, and it was almost inevitable that an enormous crowd of fans would gather to catch a glimpse, of the star. Messi, his wife Antonella Roccuzzo, and his children, were eating dinner at Don Julio, a restaurant in the Palermo district of Buenos Aires, but were unable to end their meal in peace after news spread that Messi was in the area. Messi and his family were escorted from the restaurant by local police officers amid a throng of adoring fans. But the PSG star looked in high spirits, much, to the delight of his fans. One admirer who caught Messi's exit on video tweeted in Spanish, "Messi in Don Julio, any Monday night in Palermo." Messi and his family had to be escorted, of course, from the restaurant by local police officers as adoring fans continued to chant his name. Take a look at the lovely moment. A lady wrote, "Some people are just born to be extraordinary in this life." A guy commented, "Early 2000s, this was how Okocha used to be treated in Nigeria. I remember seeing him at the bank in VI in 2006. He almost caused riot outside. I don't think Nigerian people will hype any footballer like this anymore, though." And another said, "Messi is an example of if you want to be loved by all, then go and sell ice cream or play football, not politics." And lastly, onto a funny video of a cat that is seriously scared of a baby. Take a look.
Oh my God. Potato's face is so funny.
Now that looked awkward. And that is all on Newsfeed today on Trust TV. Follow us and subscribe to all our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Bye.